So it's been 20 minutes now. I'm back and I'm ready to rinse her off. And something that I do get asked a lot is about the rinsing and how to avoid the colors rinsing. I did cover that in the seminar, but I just want to go over it again with you because it is really important. So with something like this, obviously there's nothing you can do. You're going to have to just wash this off all at once. Cold water is your best friend in this situation. I have never had colors bleed. It just doesn't happen. It's your direct dyes, they've already kind of gone onto the hair, and what's left here, this is like all just conditioner. The color's already deposited in there, you know what I mean? Like it's not coming off, so it shouldn't be bleeding anyway. But say you didn't do a halo prism and you did like a pinwheel. Where's that bit that I painted? It's in there somewhere. Yeah, so you did a pinwheel all like that. Cold water is like the most important thing, but if you wanted to go one step further than that and just really be careful, is you could wash the darkest colors off first. So I'll start with the purple and I'll just hold the yellows out of the way because they're the ones that are the lightest colors, so they're most likely to get washed out. Or you can get a little bit of foil and just wrap up those light pieces, those yellow pieces, so that you can rinse your darker colors off first. Then once the water runs clear, then you can release your lighter tones in yellow. Or you can just even hold them out of the way at the basin. Like, go to the effort, do everything you can. If you're worried, it's better to like overdo it in the way of being cautious than to not do it enough and then you've just had, you know, your beautiful work of art be ruined in 2 seconds at the basin. You don't want that when you spent 6 hours with someone. So like, go the extra mile. So I'm going to show you how I do this. So this water is running just on full cold. There is no warm water in there at all, and she's just going to have to tough it out. That's how it is. And then I'll just pull all of the mesh off, just like that. Nothing fancy. Just pull it all off and just quite literally rinse it like this. It is going to take a bit longer to rinse because you have absolutely saturated this. Like, there is so much color in there. I find this a lot like rinsing out a perm actually. It does take me quite a long time to get through all of that hair. And if I wasn't one-handed right now, I would have one hand in here, sort of doing this, while with my other hand I hold the water. Maybe I can hold her with my boobs. Yeah, I can. Excellent. So just really like get in there, and you can, when you use your hands, you can feel the product as well. So, you know, you can feel whether or not you've got it out. So I'm just using my hands to just spread her open and make sure that I'm getting all that product out. One more thing I didn't mention actually when I was telling you about avoiding bleeding. Golden rule, not just cold water, not just rinsing them out darkest colors first, but is actually no shampoo. I just remembered that. That is crucially important as well. Do not shampoo. So I'll never shampoo at this stage. I will do my shampoo at like when I'm doing my lightening. So I'll shampoo off the bleach and then I know that the hair is clean. But at this point, you don't want to, because the shampoo is going to open that cuticle and that's when the colors are kind of going to run. It's okay if your client wants to shampoo it like later on down the track, but just for this first time, it's really important not to. You just want to wash all those colors off and just give it that 1 week to really set in the hair before you shampoo it. So no shampoo, just rinsing. When you think you've got it all out, just get your hands and give it a scrub like this, okay? And if you see any kind of bubbling like this, that's how you know you haven't got it out yet and you need to go back in and rinse. And I usually will do that about 3 times before I've actually got all the color out of the hair. Feels like I've got it out, so I'm going to go back in and check it again just by giving it a scrub like this and seeing if anything bubbles. Yep, we can see. It's interesting, you really do feel like you've got it all out, but then you do that and it's very apparent that you haven't. And you need to be so much more thorough when you're rinsing this because we're not shampooing, so do have to be a lot more thorough. So that's been very, very thoroughly rinsed. As you can see, that has taken me a bit of time to rinse that all out, but it's all out now and it's feeling clean. If you want to, you can apply a conditioner or a treatment at this stage if you feel like the hair needs it. I don't feel like the hair needs it 9 times out of 10 because it's essentially just sat there in conditioner for that whole processing time. So like most of the time I don't, but you know, if the hair is like exceptionally damaged, then maybe you'll want to just give it that extra bit of moisture. I also want to just take you through like how I do the styling, show you how exactly I do my curls, just so that you can see how I do them. Completely up to you, but it is just something that a lot of people ask me is how do I do the styling? So I will just run you through that nice and quickly, show you how I do the styling, and then I'm going to show you how I take my photos as well. Just because that's another common one that I get asked. So let's run through all of those things. So the first thing that I'm going to do here is just apply some heat protector. Whether you use a cream or a spray, whatever you do, just use something, obviously because you want to look after the hair, but not just about that, but you want your client to know that you're looking after their hair too, so that they don't get a bit, you know, funny with you. Just make sure that you're putting something in. I'm just focusing the product on the mids and ends first, and then just with the remainder product that I have on my hands, I might just kind of drag it through the top. It's a good idea to comb this through too before you start, just to make sure that you have got that product through the hair. And every good style begins with a good blow dry. So I certainly would not recommend that you don't blow dry it. Like, you know, sometimes people just kind of give it that rough dry off. It's not good enough. Like, give it a proper blow dry, smooth the hair, get the volume, and then you've got the perfect foundation for hot tools. I always use hot tools to style, but it begins with like number 1, a good blow dry. So I like to just leave the hair wet and just blow dry from wet. I just find that that works better for me and I get less frizz. Generally just taking my sections round like that. I'm not the neatest hairdresser you'll ever meet. I'm pretty messy with my sectioning. So like 1, 2, 3. That way you don't have like parting lines to worry about, you know, when you get parting lines on blow dries. And I'm not too worried about the blow dry. I mainly just want to dry the hair, smooth it out, get a little bit of body. So this is like the foundation of the styling. I also made a cup of coffee. Just fast forwarded you through that blow dry because it was very boring. Also, I am not the best person really to show you a blow dry because I'm not very good at them. But you know, essentially you just want to smooth it out as much as you can. That's about as much as I've managed. So nice and smooth. And then I'll generally just take the hair in two halves. So split down the middle. I like to use these flat clips when I'm sectioning, because if you use something like this, you're going to put those crinkles in the hair. So always a flat clip. When I do this, I'll take a section back here. I've taken my sections about 1 inch wide. And I'm going to grab my curling iron, which is Mint Tools curling iron. I do have a product review and a more detailed, like how I do my curls tutorial available on my YouTube channel if you're interested in looking at those. But basically, I will just run it through first, focusing on the ends. Really want smooth ends. And then I will just put it in here, twist it around a few times. And I always like to just leave a little bit of my ends out just to create more length in the curl, and it just makes it more of a casual curl. It doesn't look too formal and too polished. Just hold there for a few seconds and then release it. Same with the other side. And the direction, most of the time I'm just going back on each side. So this side comes this way, this side comes this way, and then they meet in the middle. That's usually what I'll do. In and twist it. And the good thing about Mint Tools is it's an extra long, I don't know what you call this, but it's extra long, so it's really good for like long hair. You don't have to bunch the hair up and wrap around it. It's really good. There we go. So that's basically it, and then I just follow that. Notice how when I'm on this side, I go up to roll it in, and when I'm on this side, I go down. And that's just so that both sides are rolling in the same. Took me way too long to figure that out. So if I go like upwards here on this side, like I did on this side, took it from above, it just doesn't fall the same. Ooh, burnt my finger. I'll show you. There. See this? See how this curl is kind of going like around like that, and this one now it's just sitting a bit differently. So that's why I go under on one side and over on the other, is to like create that same. I don't really know the words to use. I'm not like the world's best curler, but this is just how I've learned and what I do. So yeah, you want this side goes like under, that side goes over, so that it's like, so that it looks the same at the top. I really hope that makes sense to you guys, but yes, that's the best way that I've found to do it, leaving those ends out. And then I drop it, and I don't touch them. I just drop them in their like barrels, and I just do not touch them until the end, because you want to just give them a bit of time to set before you start like disturbing them. And I usually work through the head like quite quickly. I don't take tiny little sections, and I'm really just focusing on straightening out the ends. You just don't want those yucky ends. Smooth those ends. And it's always fun curling hair like this for my clients whenever I do a halo prism, because it's like, it's a bit like unwrapping a present, I think, because you start curling the hair from underneath, so you don't actually get to the rainbow part until you reach the top. So it's like, builds suspense. There's that rainbow. So once I'm finished curling the whole head, I'll let it sit for a minute, like let the curls cool down. And then I'll usually get some kind of shine serum, put a little bit in my hand. And just like starting with the ends, I'll apply most of the product. And then sort of working up through the mids, really trying to just get it all off on the ends. And then if I just have any remaining product and I see a few fluffies up there, I might just gently touch that. Just put that up a little bit for you so you can see. But yeah, don't be afraid to put your fingers through it. Definitely want to separate those curls. I'm not like big on brushing. I don't, you know, get a brush and actually brush because I don't really like my curls to be 100% like silky smooth. I do kind of like them to be a bit textured. But yeah, that's basically how I'll prep for a photo. And then I'm gonna take her outside into the natural light. Nothing compares to natural light. Like I've tried taking photos inside, but I'm just never happy with the lighting. I just don't find that it's real enough. So always take the client outside, find the good lighting. And if you have to get yourself a backdrop, then do that. I'll show you mine. I actually have installed like a roller blind out the front of my house, which I use now, but back when I was a mobile hairdresser, I used to just carry this in my car with me. And this is just a piece of plastic that I bought at my local hardware, and I would actually get my clients to hold this up and I would go outside and find the lighting, and then I would just have to take this with me, you know, and it'd be like that. And then I put my white fluffy rug around them. So that's something that you can do if outside is not suitable. But I'll show you what I'm doing these days. So this is my house. I have installed a roller blind. Oh shit, that went the wrong way. And then all I have to do is pull this down. And then I just stand my clients in front of here. Most of the time I found the lighting out here is pretty good. My house is north facing. So then you'll sit your client here, you'll put this around their shoulders just to like cover whatever they're wearing so that it's all white and it just, you know, fits into the background. But obviously she doesn't have shoulders, so we don't need to worry. If you want to, I'd grab a big comb like this and just kind of run a rake through it. And then I'll always just get them to just tip their head back like that. See a little bit of a parting in there. It's not my best styling in the world. Sometimes I'll get their hands in it and I'll just get them to kind of hold it out like that. Oh, so bouncy. Sometimes I'll use my hand, so like with one hand I'll take the photo, and with the other hand I'll just put my hand in there and just fan it out a little bit like that. Then you want to turn their head. You want to get like lots and lots of photos because this is your marketing material, so take advantage of it. Might get one like that from the side. You can use your comb and just like, you know, use your comb to kind of hold it out like that. Like that. Sometimes I'll just comb it back, and every different position that you put it in, it looks like a completely different color. Sometimes I like to put pins and things in it. Sometimes I'll just grab it like that. This is very rough. Tie it and just do a little bun, you know, just things like that. Don't be afraid to like play around and get lots of different photos from lots of different angles, and even take a few videos too, because nothing shows color better than a video, you know. You'll have a whole lot less people saying, oh, it's filtered. If you can show people a video. I might actually just give you a close-up as well of the prism, because we only did a little bit of a prism, remember, we didn't go quite far back. Brush that out and have a little close-up here of the prism. Lovely. And that's essentially how I take my photos. And then the rest, if I want to edit anything, I will just use an app called Photoshop Fix, which I might just include a little photo here for you so you can see what it is. And and I mainly find myself just adjusting the lighting. If it's a dark day, I might turn my lighting up a little bit, or the warmth, especially because I use my iPhone. That's something I should mention. I'm using my iPhone 12 to take these photos currently, and I've got like bricks here. I always feel like my photos come out warmer than what they actually are, so I might just adjust the warmth and the lightness, and that's about all I really do. If I need to like crop out some of my house to make it all white in the background, then I might do that too, but it's really not a lot of editing that goes into it. It's all in the actual photo taking.